Hey guys, this is the general reading for Pisces for December of 2019. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Also, if you have significant Pisces in your chart or if you're just drawn to this video, if this video or reading doesn't resonate with you or for more of a complete picture, please check out any of those other placements or scenarios of videos I've either already made or will make in the future. Thank you so much for you guys who have subscribed and liked and commented on the videos, just showing your gratitude. It's also a way of giving and receiving energy. So even if you can't really participate in like anything else I do as far as services or donations, or like I have a raffle going on right now, which I'll tell you guys about, liking and commenting on the video is a way of giving back for the energy that I put in. So if it really resonates with you or it's helped you or just giving thanks for what I'm doing, I would really appreciate for you guys to like the video and comment on the video. Even if it's just something simple, or tell me your experience, or, you know, whatever resonates with you. I also love reading them and connecting with your guys' energies, but it's really a way of showing gratitude and giving thanks and the reciprocity of energy. But also thanks to those of you who have inquired about donations and participated in that, because either it's helped you or the reciprocity of energy. So thank you. Also for those who participate in services, I love working with you guys. I love just everything about it. So all that information is in the description box below if you're interested. My PayPal address, my email address, service information. Read all of it, including the disclaimer. If you still have questions, email me. But I really appreciate it. I'm trying to think if I'm remembering everything. Please know that energy is fluid also. So this could have already happened. It may be happening now, could happen in the future. Some, none, or all of this may apply. So just take what fits and leave the rest. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. Why do I keep drawing blanks? Please know that I could be reading this as you. It could be career. I could read this as, you know, love. It could be career. I could read this as you. It could be someone else. Just apply it to your life as necessary in whatever way. Make it fit. You know, don't make it fit. I'm sorry. The energy is getting jumbled for some reason. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. And know that it could be flip-flopped. So I could read this like it's you and it's somebody else. You get what I'm saying. But thank you so much for those of you who help and contribute and all this with the channel. One more thing real quick. I'm going to tell you about a raffle I'm doing. I also have a video in case you're wondering or want to know. Pretty much I'll say the same thing, but a little bit more to rewatch it. I think it says like November, December raffle. The November one is over. So now it's just the December one. But basically it's a December raffle. I will pull the ticket towards the beginning of January 2020 for the raffle of December 2019. What you get is for $5, you get a choice of any one of my readings, including the live, like I'm just being giving for the season, or any one of my shamanic services. Being, pretty much it would come down to a shamanic illumination or a shamanic soul retrieval. Or for $7, you can choose any one of my readings and a shamanic service. So shamanic illumination. That sounds weird to me, but illumination and soul retrieval. So $5, any reading or shamanic service, illumination, soul retrieval. $7, I don't even know if I just said that right. What is going on with this energy? You guys, I think, might be really... $5, any one of my readings, or a shamanic service, being shamanic illumination or soul retrieval. Or $7 for any reading and a shamanic service, meaning shamanic illumination or soul retrieval. How you participate is you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, preferably hit all, but for notification bell. So I put out different types of videos, so it'll help you be alerted for those or notified. Like the video. It has to be a video that is one of the zodiac readings for December of 2019. So pick one of those. There's only a few out as of right now. So subscribe, like the video, Zodiac reading, any one of them for December 2019. Comment on the video. And then you go to my PayPal and you either pay the $5 or $7 or whatever. Like, you buy as many tickets as you want. You can also gift it. But I would prefer if you gift one or any of the services that you may win. Also, just to let you know, raffle does not mean you're buying the service. It means you're paying for a ticket for the chance to win the service or services. But if you do gift this, then please make sure you're gifting it to somebody who they're like on a part of their spiritual journey. That's the reason I'm asking also for input or investment from you guys, is to make sure that it's more likely you're on your journey and you're invested in this, because I put a lot of time and energy into these, and I want to make sure that I'm working with somebody who they're on their journey, they're working through their stuff, they're trying to work through blocks, they're trying to see themselves, you know, they're ready for that like next phase in their life. So please don't apply to this if you're not doing that. Please don't give this to somebody else who's not doing that. But in the PayPal information, when you pay the $5 or $7, or say you buy 3 tickets and you want the $7 one, you put $21. Or if you're doing the $5 one, you would do like $15 if you were buying 3 tickets. You get the idea. But in the PayPal information, put your name, put December raffle, your email address so I can contact you, and your YouTube name so I can see where you commented. Okay? So in the PayPal information, when you pay, your name, December raffle, your email address, and your YouTube name, where like what you're under where you commented. And just so you know, a shamanic illumination is basically where I go into your energy field and just look at what needs to be looked at, fix what needs to be fixed, illuminate what needs to be illuminated, remove what needs to be removed, add what needs to be added, just to help you with balance or removing things. If sometimes there's like tubes, like feeder tubes or cords, or, you know, sometimes people do have things attached to them, or there's things they're not seeing about themselves, or, you know, it definitely comes with a chakra balancing. Sometimes you can even look into the chakras and see illuminations on things. There might be things from this lifetime, past lifetimes, all of that, that just need to be seen, and spirit just basically comes in and guides me through it to basically help get you more balanced and cleared out. You know, if there's, like I said, things that can be removed, added, illuminated, seen, understood, whatever, it just helps me see that within your energy field, and it helps you in your journey to achieve more of alignment and balance. Soul retrieval is where I go into the underworld and you look at like soul contracts, shadow contracts, seeing wounds. You can get gifts, power animals, stuff that help you out in your journey. And also it's where you might have soul essences or fragments that have, you know, gone away either in this lifetime or another lifetime, that may want to come back and be with you to assist you and make you feel a little bit more empowered, more complete, more of yourself in moving forward. And sometimes they're already ready to come back. Sometimes they need a little bit of negotiation. Some of them will never come back. They're just like, no. And then some won't come back, but they'll give you stipulations that if they're met, the soul fragment will come back. Sometimes it could be one or up to as many want to come back. And it just shows you things really in your underworld and your subconscious. Sometimes you could see like contracts, or we always can see the contract, but like there have been curses that have come out for, I don't know if you guys are having issues with your throat chakra, but that could be from past lifetimes or things that are just hindering you, beliefs that you may have, like just things that might be stopping you from moving forward because you can't see into your subconscious or your underworld. So it helps us go and look at that to where we can maybe like burn contracts, bring in new contracts, see wounds that maybe you didn't know were there or that were affecting you, soul fragments that can come back and assist you and help you, again, from this lifetime or even other lifetimes. I've even had one when I did it on myself one time where I had, it was kind of a past one, but it was also a future one coming in. I don't know how that works, but it did. So that's pretty much the gist of a power animal. You'll get gifted, you know, gifts, energetic gifts that will help you, messages. So that's pretty much a nutshell. If you have more questions, let me know. But thank you again so much for everybody. I'm going to get started on your reading now. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. I get this a lot when I do Pisces readings, though. I don't know why. So first of all, I'd like to say, I'm really sorry for whatever you guys are going through. It's lessened now, but when I first laid the cards, I can feel the immense amount of like pain and sadness. I think you guys are very much in your emotions right now, which might be why I'm kind of scattered or out there. I would like to say though that it's leading you to better things. So just know that this is kind of happening for a reason and it will help you. But I can really feel, especially from like a little bit in my sacral, but mostly my solar plexus and up to my throat. And I just felt like, whether it be like angry or I wanted to cry or sadness. So I'm just sorry for whatever you're feeling, but it is getting you to a better place, but it is going to be up to you and your choice. So we'll just get started on your reading now. Thank you for those who have hung in there. In the center of your reading, you have the Star. So there's a level of balance and healing. And I think also a level of trying or being able to see your way, your way forward, like your path, your navigation system almost. Tell me about the Star. Healing. Especially from, so this is going to be different because it could be, it's obviously focusing a lot on like love. But this could be anything that was important to you. It could be a career. It could be a part of yourself. It could be a way of thinking, you know, your own alignment or misalignment. But there's a level of healing here and balance that's taking place or trying to take place or assist you in taking place from maybe like something that didn't work out for you that emotionally like you really wanted, you know, you were really attached to, or it just really, really meant something to you. Because you have here like Page of Cups reversed, Ace of Cups reversed on the bottom. Like you were really wanting to hold on to this. And honestly, a level of vulnerability too. I really get the vibe that whatever this was, that you almost thought it was a path or a way to get you, honestly, if you really look underneath it all, to a way of getting you to see you, like your true you. I think we're having trouble seeing you and seeing your path, and whatever this was, you were really like attached and really sure that this was going to help show you and pave that path in a way for you to really come through and show your vulnerability. And vulnerability, I mean in a way of you, like your essence, who you are. I think a lot of Pisces a lot of times have a hard time, especially as they're evolving, in figuring out who they are, just because they are so sensitive to energies outside of them and sensitive to expressing who they are, that they're not used to expressing who they are. They're used to feeling other people's energies or feelings or emotions And I think a lot of times you guys take them on as your own. There's also really here, what's really showing up is, or came to me, was there's a whole lot of not you on this board, on my desk. And by that, I mean, there's really not a lot of you. I think, you know, some people put the Hanged Man as Pisces. Maybe probably most people do. But there's kind of even a deception to this. Like, there's things you're not seeing properly. And I think most of what you're not seeing properly is you. I think you're trying to go through things or people or situations that they're not really you, or they're not really a true representation of who you really are, or a way to truly, in a healthy way, express who you are. And I think that's why it really, I don't know if forever, but needs to be, or benefits you to be removed or healed right now, because it's not really a true expression. Why can't I talk? A true expression of you. And you need to see that and find that. It's just, you're not going to be able to see it until this is like healed and removed. That it's not really you. It's not really the best version of you. It's not really going to see you, or like you can't really be truly vulnerable with it. It's actually going to stifle you from your true path, your true vulnerability. Whether it's because it just doesn't mesh well with you and you're not truly going to be able to like express yourself the way you need to. It could be also expressing your shadow side or your shadow contracts. And I mean, those relationships, I guess, or situations are good for a minute in a way of seeing your shadow stuff if you have a hard time seeing it. But it's very rare that those things heal and get to a point where you can then truly express who you are. So maybe it was expressing your shadow side. Yeah, Page of Cups comes up reversed again, and then Seven of Pentacles reversed. I think it's showing a lot of your shadows and your wounds and maybe your beliefs. Like, honestly, the biggest thing I felt when I was feeling the energy of this was powerlessness. There was just a lot of powerlessness. And that's an energy you might need to be working to work through. Because it's not really who you are. And you really do have the power within yourself. But it seems like you're kind of choosing to give it away. Probably subconsciously, because you believe that this will be what gets you to where you're needing to go, or freedom, or finding yourself, or being able to be seen, or be vulnerable. Which is funny, because I find a lot of Pisces like really want to be seen and vulnerable, but they also don't. So they either hide from it, or they play games in a way of like presenting and pulling back, presenting and pulling back, or they go after people or situations that, you know, they're just really not, it's really not going to happen. And I think most of that is because, I don't know. I don't know if you're like scared of yourself. I don't know if you're scared of seeing yourself. I feel like in a lot of ways, Tauruses and Pisces are really going through a lot of similar lessons right now. So you may want to watch my Taurus readings, especially my November and December one. And I think a lot of that will help you as well. November, December of 2019. But it's about seeing like who you are. Like that's what a lot of this is coming up as now, is who you are. Like, who are you? And you could find other like soul family or people that can help you see that expression of yourself and who you currently are. But at the same time, like, who are you? And going through the work of figuring that out, and not depending on whatever else, or going after whatever else the situation is. Because at this point, you know, you're looking at a level of self-sabotage. And you have to see that. You have to see if that's the story you want to keep, because it's what you're doing right now, you know? You have to know that what you're currently involved in or focusing on or whatever is not, at least right now, and that's all that matters, it's not going to be what you want or need it to be. And it's not going to help you express what you want to express or find what you want to find. You're almost looking for it in the wrong area. And all this is going to do is confirm your story or your beliefs on why you're not good enough, why you're not powerful enough, why you can't do what you want or need to do. And you can. But you're like going after things that are telling you or reminding you of the reality that you can't. So, you know, at some point you're going to have to get to that realization or that truth with yourself on, do I want this to be my reality anymore? What's crossing you is the Lovers. So, I mean, some very strong connection. Some decision that needs to be made. Something that is almost keeping you in your typical kind of dualistic state. And by significant bonds, this does not always mean like this is a connection that's meant to be. This is a forever connection. Like, it's just a strong connection. It's one that can show you anything. It can come in to show you a lesson. It could come in to be a karmic. It can just be a soul tie from another lifetime. It could be a lifetime partner. It could be a lot of different things. Tell me about the Lovers. Yeah. It's about a connection that, like, where you're like putting an end to it for a new beginning. There's something that needs to come to an end and you see something about it. There are lessons that are supposed to be seen that either you weren't or you're not grasping. And it's the type of thing that usually with the world, I usually associate, like, you know, the world gets to a phase where you can't go back and unsee what you see or unknow what you know. You almost have to move forward and you almost have to build again. And I think that's what's happening with something that was important with this type of connection, whatever, where something is almost more concrete that is happening or being said or being shown or being figured out or whatever, that it's just more concrete. It can't be undone. It can't be changed. It can't be ignored. You could try, but you will really go into a level of illusion if you do try. So this, like I said, and it doesn't always mean it, but usually I think of it when it is with the world. I mean, if you think of it after judgment, you know, it's like it's seeing, it's knowing, it's that aha, like coming to Jesus moment, and your higher self almost speaks to you and you're like, oh, I get it now. And then the world is like, it's that wrap up. It's that level of the end of that cycle. You can't go back, nor should you want to. It's a leveling up. So this is trying to come in and help you level up to learn a lesson, to release something within yourself, to level up in a different way, do things in a different way, see things in a different way. Hopefully in a way that doesn't attract you towards things that lead you to unhappiness, to misery. You know, and really, honestly, what this mostly is saying to me, because you're the one who controls it all, you're the one who does have the power at the end of the day. This is you. These are all the parts of you, your masculine and feminine, and your higher self or your guides or whatever coming in. This is you that is blocking you from seeing your path, your journey, and your healing. It's ending that part of that cycle and wanting to level up, but some part of you is almost fighting it, or is like is having a hard time to do it, because you have here the Lovers a lot of times is like a decision, and then you have at the bottom of this you have indecision and denial. I use my intuition in all aspects of life for indecision, and denial I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So you're kind of here denying that a change needs to be made, a decision needs to be made. Like it's almost like you want to just keep going with the way things are. And I respect that. I understand it. You know, I'm a Taurus. If anybody understands that more than anybody, it's a Taurus. Like I said, please watch the Taurus reading for November and December of 2019. Because I feel like you're trying to persevere, which I'll get to this again why, but I feel like you're trying to persevere even though you feel things trying to change. And I think the reason why, I'm not going to read the little things on these, I don't think it matters. You have imagination and you have honesty and then you have envy. Like, I feel like you're kind of in that illusion, dream, maybe even nostalgic, but like not reality. I don't think you're really grounded in the reality or being honest with yourself over something that you really wanted. Like, it's almost like you're angry it couldn't be the way you wanted, or, you know, that you do have to work through things. Like, there's challenges to this. Like, you're seeing it in one way, but not in the way, like, being honest with yourself about the challenge it was supposed to do and showed you. You're trying to hold on to it in a different way, but your mind is holding on to this almost illusionary story, which means also you might want to work on like your creative energies, because it seems like you're trying to put it into the real world in a way. What I'm trying to say is I think you're also trying to take things that could be very creative and imaginative and create with that in a way that is grounded in a word, like in a way. All right, so let me explain what I'm saying. Say like you really like dig somebody, you really want them to be with you, and you have this beautiful story in your mind about it. Tauruses and Pisces are both great at creating, you know, stories and in the dreamland. They're both very dreamy and creative like that. So, you know, you have this whole like story, you've written something in your head that like resembles The Notebook, you know, about this relationship. And you're just trying, like you're trying to ground it, you're trying to ground it, you're trying to ground it, you're trying to ground it. And it's just not working. It's honestly just tearing you apart, and it's not working well for you. If you have that much creative stuff that could be beautiful like that, ground it in a way that it creates art. Like you could write a book or make a transcript for a movie or a painting or a poem or something that you can express it and transmute the energy through that. So either give up on it or do it in a different way that you can then put your creative energy into it, to a way that you can ground it, but yet stay in a healthy way of reality, right? Like you're making it into a book in a way that you can express it and live out that reality in that way, but not in a way where you keep trying to do it like physically within your life, within another person, and it's creating blocks or mental issues is the best way I could say it. And that doesn't have to be with a relationship. You could do that in any way, but you either need to get real with yourself about what's going on, because most of this is coming from a powerlessness and a lack of you, a lack of yourself. And it's trying to help you because I don't think you really see what's going on here. So you either just need to stop, turn your attention and go somewhere else and focus on you and self-love and work on your discipline and your will to be able to do that. Or while you're doing that and you're healing, put that energy into something else that you can almost make it come to life, but in a way that is within your control. But no, hey, get down. There's no room. Get down. So just be careful of that. There's a sense of being somewhere else and not grounded in reality, or you're starting to realize that and you're processing through that. I'm not sure if you are. Some might be. Some are not, as of at least right now, based on this reading. In the foundation of this reading, you have the 5 of Swords and you have the 3 of Cups. So, I mean, power struggles here. Again, like I said, powerlessness. There's really just a lot mentally going on here. I don't know if you're just trying to win. I don't know if you're trying to have fun or like, I get bring something together, but you're having a hard time with it. Tell me about the 5 of Swords. Yeah, like it's really messing you up mentally. Tell me about the 3 of Cups. Because I think you're coming in with one intention and they're coming in with another intention. And you're really trying to figure out a way to get what you want out of this. And you really just want to come together and have a good time. But honestly, so do they. It's just yours, you want a little bit more long-term, and theirs, they might just want more in like a partying way. I think it's really trying to get you to see how this is not a long-term energy that you're trying to put together or keep. And because you're having a hard time letting it go or seeing it more in a realistic point of view, it's really doing a number on your psyche. I mean, to the point where you're kind of showing up as the Queen of Cups reversed. And this is not a good energy to have reversed. So, I mean, this could be a person, it could be a job, it could be just a way of being. You might have trouble having like committed indulgence issues you're trying to work through, which is a popular thing for Pisces. There's other signs too, but Pisces is one of them. And you might just be kind of like flighty and floaty and all over and actually be having a hard time grounding yourself and trying to figure out how to do that. I mean, part of you is trying to get rid of a certain part of yourself or an aspect maybe you want to grow or that you don't like. And then some of you, this could just be something external. This is going to be different for everybody. It's a general reading. But a lot of it, what is coming down to is you not showing up, a certain lack of perspective, and there's definitely powerlessness and self-worth issues. And honestly, what might really help you with this, because I mean, here's your self-worth. But what might help you with this, just as a little side note, is you have here vanity and service. And I'm not saying you guys are like, you know, vain or whatever. I don't even know if that's the right word. But I think what will help you to see yourself and get out of this energy is to stop focusing on yourself or focusing on this. Like, focus on doing stuff like where it says like service. Like focus on helping others. Focus on putting yourself in another or other like circumstances that can get you out of yourself for a minute. Which they are drinking here, so maybe some of you might have like overindulgence issues in some way that you're really trying to work through. And that could be anything. I mean, it could be food, drugs, alcohol, laziness, like whatever you're having an issue with. But I just really get this vibe too that if you can put yourself in other circumstances or situations, maybe even hopefully to like help other people or be able to see or watch or learn from other people or situations, it's going to give you a clearer idea on yourself and getting you out of your own like energy, your own mental screwery. Because you're kind of upside down at this point. You're all over the place, which is why as soon as I started tapping in your energy, I was just like all over the place. You're not really grounded. And I think it's because honestly, you're like on it, and I don't know a better way to say this, but you're just starting to focus too much into and onto yourself. And not in a self-love way, but in a way of like powerlessness or poor me, or why can't I have this? Why don't I have this? Or you could even be isolating at this point, trying to figure out what it is, and you're just getting more and more into your emotions and your feelings and just getting more and more confused. And yes, you should be careful who you're around. You don't want people that are going to feed this within you, but you should be around people or situations that can get you out of yourself in a way to where, like I said, you can watch other things, you can see other people, you can help other people, or you can learn, or you can observe, or whatever. Like, whatever you're doing right now, I don't think is benefiting you. So again, this is where it goes back to similar to like the Taurus reading, where you're going to want to do something different than what you're normally do or are doing to help with this. Because right now, like, you're all up in yourself. You're all up in your feelings. You're all up in you. And not in a good way, like I said, of self-love and self-expression and all of that stuff, but in a way of your woes and your poor me's and your like victim mindset. And you're like, why can't I? Why can't I? Instead of getting to a place of, I'm just going to go do something else. Even if it's the thing you wanted to do and you just power through it. Or whether you do something else in the meantime to give you strength, because you're kind of in the thick of it right now. So even if you did something like service or going and learned things or go to game, whatever it is, you can think of it. But something else that just for at least a minute, you don't want to just ignore yourself, but for a minute that you can get yourself out of yourself in a way of out of your emotions, out of your just cesspool of bleh. You know what I mean? It will help you shift your perspective and see things more clearly. Because I think you're just really in the thick of it. I think you're having a hard time like seeing you and seeing your path and seeing which way you should go or how you should do things, or just that balance of it. I don't know what caused you to go into this, because clearly there's some level of healing right now going on. So absolutely sit with yourself during these times. But remember that, like exactly like how she's doing, there's balance going on here. So this is very similar also to like a temperance vibe. But know that there's a certain level of reflection, like the hermit, that should be done. And then there's a certain level of getting outside of yourself that should be done. And you go back and forth. And I've said this before in your reading. So if you're getting to a point where there's no more movement forward, you're just confused or you're drowning or whatever, then do something different and get out of yourself for that minute. Go do something else. Allow your mind and the stuff to clear, and your perspective will pick back up, and it usually brings something up you were trying to see or have trouble seeing. And then you could either deal with it at a time or kind of go back, go in hermit mode and reflect on that. You should reflect on things until you get to a point where you're sinking or you're stuck. And you know that momentum starts to build up. When that happens, you move forward and you do something else for a minute. So it can clear that out, the energy, and show you something. It usually always shows you something. Why? Because you're not focusing on it and you're clearing the energies out. You're able to see a little bit more clearly. You're not in the thick of it all. And then you go and work with whatever comes up. But it's almost like you're working really hard. Like you also have workaholic and acceptance. I just think you're might be a little bit trying a little bit too hard, for lack of better words. On trying to do something with it, that you're getting stuck instead of doing something else and working on, like these people are working and they are creating. So try to create something with what you're going through. Don't just sit and be humbug about it. Like create during this time and it'll help you kind of accept it. Like, use this to your advantage is what I'm saying. Whether you're helping other people or you're creating or you're just doing something radically different that's beneficial to you, that just helps you get out of it and see something different. In the past, whether it's recent past or distant past, you have the Five of Pentacles. So, I mean, something happened, obviously, or some feeling is coming up. I just don't think you're feeling that great. You have the Four of Cups. So there's new things trying to come in. Like here in your subconscious or your foundation, you know, you have the Five of Swords and the Three of Cups. And then here, describing this Five of Pentacles, in your past, you have the Four of Cups, which he's looking at and focusing on these Three of Cups, these same ones in your foundation. And there's something else trying to come in to help you. And you're just like, no, again, you're like the humbug, like he's playing a victim, he's powerless, he's not happy about it. I don't know what this is. There's an Eight of Cups, Page of Pentacles reversed. Like, so it's just, I don't know what it was. Something that was, whether it's in your head, whether it's in the past, whether it's currently, whatever, is no longer. Like, you either walked away or somebody else walked away. Or it's just not emotionally fulfilling you anymore. Or you're trying to move away from something and you just don't know where to go or how to build from it. Like, you're just stuck. You're all up in your emotions and you're trying to feel better. What's the Three of Cups? So, Tower reversed, Six of Cups, Judgment. Like I said before, like seeing something. What was seen? The truth came out. I do think there's some anger here. There's some underlying anger to all of this. And I don't know if you're wanting to get revenge or if you're wanting to change it and try to control it, or if you're just... Yeah, because that's where you have it in taking action in your thoughts. Like, you saw the truth, you sat and thought on it, whatever it was. Some type of truth came out, thought-wise, verbally-wise, deception. It doesn't even have to be deception. Everything here is about perspective. And you kind of sat and thought about it. So you have the Seven of Swords reversed. You have the Four of Swords. You might have even strategized, to be honest with you. And then went into the Knight of Swords. Whether you're doing this or someone else is doing this on how to take action. Like with the Eight of Wands, which is also in your crowning. Which I'll get to. What was figured out? I know it's a general reading, but for craps and giggles. Okay, so this Page of Cups reverse just keeps wanting coming up. So, whether somebody hasn't been talking to you, whether it could be the end of a friendship, just something that didn't work out, that meant something to you. Something that either started, tell me about the Page of Cups. The Hermit reversed. Maybe something that wasn't even genuine or that you feel wasn't genuine. Because this could also be perception. So just remember that. This could also be reading your perception. I'm not saying your perception's right, but it could be. That it just wasn't really like deep. It wasn't where you could learn or grow, or maybe you're not. There could have been immaturity. Like maybe they weren't on the same page. You could be dealing with your own immaturity. And I say that lovingly, in a way of you're working on maturing right now. There could be something with kids. But either way, there's something that's not sitting right with you. And either you went and thought about it and then like got angry and now you have words back, words and actions back. Or it didn't sit right from the beginning with you and you went and strategized on what to do. What are your words and actions? The Sun. Words and actions. The Sun, Five of Cups, and Strength. So we do have a lot of Leo here. There could be a Leo involved. Still don't really get how the Knight of Swords, like quick communication and action. Maybe you have some words or some things you really are wanting to say before you just let go and heal. Maybe you or somebody else lost something because you didn't pay it enough attention or ignored it, and it could even be a part of yourself. Maybe this is like inner child stuff with the Sun. And you're really trying right now to focus and work on a part of yourself and gain that level of self-will and discipline. Like you're really trying to work on yourself, which kind of matches to what I was saying. I just think you're trying too hard. Like with the workaholic, where I was like, I think you guys are trying a little bit too hard. I think you guys are trying so hard that you got stuck. I don't know what caused all this. If a wound just came up from the past, or if something did fall apart. It could have been something came up from your childhood and you saw it and you're working through it and processing it right now. Or it could be like something even with your kids, or something even with somebody that either nostalgic stuff, your belief about certain things, or, you know, something that you viewed maybe as like a soulmate or something. It's the Six of Cups. Yeah, like something that brought you is a powerlessness. I'm telling you, you guys are working through something. Because you have Magician reverse and you have Seven of Cups. Like this level of powerlessness of something that you really tried on and it didn't manifest and it just brought you like confusion. Maybe even made you feel like an option, but it brought you a level of confusion. And you're probably not even seeing it correctly because at the time, like, for one, I think this person was really immature. Like, they're not on the same page. Like, they didn't want what you wanted. It or they or whatever. It wasn't aligned to, honestly, your highest good, your true stuff, and what you're going to be able to do. But you wanted it, though. And you wanted to make it fit. You wanted to make it right. Like, you wanted it. But it wasn't supposed to be. You know, it's like trying to turn a steak into an apple. Like, it's like no matter how hard you try, I guess you can make art of it. I mean, like I said, and turn that steak into the shape of an apple. But in reality, you're never going to make it into an apple. And this might have been something from your past or something before that it's really affecting, like, your beliefs. Something that didn't work out or that you didn't see properly is affecting you being in a mindset of powerlessness and victim mindset and of self-worth and value and of feeling like you are just one of many. Like, there's nothing special about you. There is no power within you. There is no control within you. There is nothing that stands out above you or around you. Like, and you're really trying to figure out a way to change this and change taking action on this. Whether this is just going after a person, like you figured something out, or whether this is just all internal. And how to take action of feeling good again and feeling empowered, but also seeing what is this that is blocking your thoughts? What is this wound? What is going on? And working on having strength through it. And now finding out what this part of you is and loving this part back to wholeness and healing. So that you can move forward and not stay stuck there, which is why in your thoughts you have the Eight of Wands. You don't want to be stuck there. So some of you, this is going to be who are even more stuck of how can I change this? Or what can I do? Like, you're not letting it go. And then some of you are like, I know I need to let it go. Probably more of you, I feel like, are like, I need to let this go. But you're really trying to figure out how and what is keeping you stuck to it. Whatever it is, whether it's a person, a way of being, a way of thinking, it's just like a huge block. Or you see it as a block anyways. And you're really trying to take action and like power through this. Hopefully you are getting to a point of where you're like, you're realizing what I'm saying about being stuck. And you're like, oh, I may not know, but I need to start to take action to figure it out. Hopefully, you know, the December energies really help you with that. Tell me about the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're getting back out and taking action. I think you're starting to realize you've kind of been isolated and pulling yourself back too much. And you need to kind of get back out with people again and socialize. And you need to get out of your own energies. Sometimes you need to get out of your own energies to see your energies, right? That's why I said sometimes when you see stuff, you isolate on it or go in hermit mode and work on it. And then when you start to get stuck with that, there's nothing else to figure out because... especially for Pisces and Taurus, like, they can tend to really, like, I I don't know the right word, mull over things, or just become like habitual working through things. They really want to try to work through the stuff, but the other balance they really need to work on is the taking action part. And I think, or at least I hope, you're realizing that you've done enough of the thinking over it and trying to reflect on it that you're starting to take action about it and get out again. Work with other people, whether it's soul tribes, professionals, whether it's just being out and about, just clearing your space so you can start to move forward and get yourself out of this energy that you've really been stuck in, because there's something you've really been trying to heal on. And you're needing to get out of your own energy. Because in your likely future, you have the Chariot, the Nine of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like you figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, you find a way to align within yourself to make you, and it might be just because of just sheer anxiety that you're just like, ugh, I can't, it pushes you out of it. But you do find a way to align yourself to move forward. Whether you're cutting away all things that make you not feel mentally right, whether you're cutting away things that make you feel anxious, wow. So I asked, tell me about the Queen of Swords, and I got the Chariot reversed and the Lovers. You choose to cut away. So it's going to be different. This is a general reading. Either this relationship or connection in physical form, this part of yourself, whatever it is that's blocking you from moving forward, your thoughts, people, situations, you're cutting it away or creating boundaries. Because you're just ready to move forward. Like, you just can't be in or handle that energy anymore. Yeah. Your guys' energy just is really just, honestly, what I feel right now is like, it's that type of energy where it's like you've just thought about and dealt with something to the point that you don't have the energy to think about it anymore or deal with it anymore. It's almost like you become, I don't want to say numb, but kind of. It's kind of what happens when you get like energetically stuck. Like, you just, there is no more energy or momentum to delve anymore or figure it out. Your only choice at that point is to move forward and gain different energies. Because if you stay in that one, it's like, the way I feel right now is like, I don't have any like new thoughts coming in. Normally I get more. I don't have any new thoughts coming in. I just feel. And the way I feel is just energetically spent, tired of it, bored, empty, but not really empty, just like you're just there. I hope this makes sense. Like, you're just there, but there's nothing else there, you know? It's just like you're just there. You're just present, which might be a good thing. Maybe you just really worked through a lot, but you're just... The only emotion that I really am feeling at this point is, and this might be in your future, because when I first laid the cards down, I felt that, you know, that immense sadness, and powerlessness. And at this point in your likely future, what I'm feeling right now is what I just described. Like, it's just... You're just there. There is nothing else to feel at this point. The hurt has exhausted itself. There's no more energy to go in. There's no more to delve into. At this point, it's just nothing. There is no sorrow to go over. There's no pain to go over. There's nothing like that. It's just nothingness, basically. Like, you're just there. You're just being. You're living. You're breathing. Your heart's beating. You're just there. There's no new thoughts. There's no feelings. There's no anything going on. It's just that exhaustion, you know? Like when you work through something so much and you've isolated. There's no new energies. There's no whatever. You also keep doing the same things over and over again. You're literally like, it's just exhausted. And I think that and you just get to that point. You have no choice. You will then start to move forward. Which is really showing how you see yourself. You have the Nine of Wands. So you're working through all this. You're battling. You're healing. You're like, I still have one more leg to stand on. The question is this you healing and ready to move forward? Or have you gotten to the point in whatever you've sat in during all this that you realize, I've got one thing left of will, and I'm going to choose to put this on me no matter what I have to go through and be done with all of that? Or is this you feeling like, that sucks, I just went through all that, but I'm still going to fight for whatever this was? Let's see. Tell me about the Nine of Wands. And we do have the Ace of Cups reversed. I'm going to put this back in and redo. A lot of you are still going to be like in both minds. You're still going to be a little bit dualistic. And part of you is going to be like, screw it, I'm moving forward, but I'm still going to hold on to a part of it. Tell me about the Nine of Wands. Well, this is how you see yourself, though. You see yourself as powerless. You have the Emperor reversed. Whatever it was that you really wanted or that you saw has really made you happy, or whatever your goal was. Something. It's like you're just sadness and remorse about it, and you're just like holding on. It's just, you're not in great energies. It's just all the same cards are showing up. And the Queen reversed, Four of Pentacles, Five of Cups, the Sun, the Empress reversed. There's something you really wanted, or some way of being, or I don't know. And I don't think as of right now, I think in the future you do. But as of right now, you're not really fully to the point of accepting it for what it really is. In your environment, you have Temperance, Two of Wands, King of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Magician. So for some of you, not all of you, somebody else is going through their own level of balancing and healing, and they're moving forward and they're taking action with somebody else. Somebody who they do view as their focus is on them. They're manifesting with them. They might see them as in more of an emotionally balanced or even empowered state. For some of you also, this could be a Sagittarius energy, not only in your environment, but the Sagittarius. We are in a time of Sagittarius right now. And it could be helping you to move forward and empower yourself and get more with like-minded people to help you change your focus. It could be an and/or thing too, actually. This could be actually be both of what I'm saying for some of you. Like it could have been a result of somebody leaving and their perception was doing this, but that it's bringing you a level of healing and balance and helping you change your focus and moving forward at a crossroads in your life and empowering you and building, working with others and like-minded people and turning you around to a more empowered, upright state to where now you do see that you are in, you know, you find your power, you see it within you, you do feel empowered. This could be the energies in available to you if you focus on it, or if you would allow it. Actually, that's what I mostly feel. If you allow it. Like I said, it's going to be up to you guys to let go of whatever story you've been telling yourself or allowing if it hasn't been working for you. Because this right here is enough. I don't know if I can hold all these in a way where you could see it, but I think it goes this way actually, where you could see the energies that are available. This is exactly the opposite of everything that you think right now. I mean, healing, moving forward, empowerment, creativity, knowing, working with others, being upright, being focused, more emotionally balanced, empowerment, manifesting, moving forward. This is everything that you feel like you're not or don't have right now, even if it's subconsciously. And this is what's available in your environment. Which goes to show you and proves my point that what you guys are seeing and going through right now is not true. It is not reality. And you're the only one who can see that. You're the only one who can figure that out. You're the only one who could be so done that you're willing to not choose that reality anymore. That you're willing to take back your power and know what you have the ability of. Especially a Pisces. Like, I know you take on a lot of the stuff around you. A lot of Pisces also are kind of like martyrs, where they're like, they have to help the less fortunate. And unfortunately, you guys take on those energies, and a lot of those people are going to feel powerless or whatever, or take advantage of you. But considering the fact that you guys can absorb energies and also give out your energies, which a lot of you guys don't realize that you do, it means that you could take on any energy archetype you want. Anybody can, but especially you guys. All you have to do is ask for it and call it in. So which means you either didn't know it and now you do. And I hope you realize that and start looking for archetypes or energies or goddesses or just whatever that can help you. And if you still don't, then that's something you really have to look at within yourself of why you're not choosing to. What is serving you by not? By being where you are. What is serving you by that? How you're seen by your environment is you have the Seven of Wands, you have the Eight of Swords, and you have the High Priestess. You are guarded, you are isolating, you are blocking yourself off from others, you are trapped in your own thoughts, you are trying not to see. This is like in a true, like this is you. This is what you're doing. You're putting yourself here. No, I'll be by myself. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I'm going to think what I want to think. And I'm going to be where I want to be. What's up with this High Priestess? You could be also isolating yourself too and not wanting to see because you're trying to listen to your intuition. The problem is you're so in your emotions and you're so blocking it off. You're going to have a hard time. You're having a hard time seeing your intuition. Because you need to get outside of your emotions. You need to get outside of this story and this crap. Your story you have built for yourself is so strong that you can't see any other way for yourself. This is like the type of energy too, just so you know, where if somebody thinks like they don't want to be with somebody because it's not good for them, even like an abusive relationship, something about this person's energy will either only see or manifest ways that, oh God, now they're stuck again. Like, I can't get out, even though they can. Like, they only see the excuses or fall to the things of why they have to stay. Or if somebody makes a decision to do something that's self-improving for them, say, they want to start working out, they will manifest a sickness. It's literally like a self-sabotaging type of energy where, and please realize this, people, that when your stories are that strong, because what you think becomes your beliefs and what you believe becomes your reality, right? That things can be manifested physically to uphold your reality. So I'm just wondering, like, what are you manifesting? And why? And I get it. It's not that easy. I get it. I say this with compassion. But it's not until you see the reality of these things that I'm saying that you could start to turn that in your mind. So you have to know that you do have power. You have to know that you have to start to change the way you're thinking and the way you're going after things. And that honestly too, like, yes, again, watch my Taurus readings, especially November and December 2019, because it does talk about this. You have to be gentle with yourself and loving, which Pisces is all over. But you also have to get yourself to a point where you can balance it, which is why, you know, there's a lot of Sagittarius energies here, temperance energies. That is also balancing it with saying, I know you don't feel well, but we need to do this to make us feel better. And if I have to drag myself to wherever I have to be, if I have to be vomiting while I'm doing it, if I have to live in a cardboard box, I'm going to. It's that type of thing where it's like you're willing to go to such extremes, only for your benefit, of course, that you're willing to put forth such a different reality and energy that overrides the reality that your stuff is creating. I hope you get what I'm saying here. Like, because sometimes when people are going through this change, and yes, you may just not be at the frequency with it yet, you may not, whatever, and you can either wait and get to the frequency of it or be around people who are of the frequency of it, and then you could absorb their energy. So that is another way too. So again, get social, be around people that are doing or being or whatever in the way you want to be, and then maybe you can like absorb, don't take their energies, don't be like an energy vampire, but absorb some of their energies, you know, all hang out, birds of a feather flock together. They vibe with each other. They'll share frequencies. You can adopt their frequency and then be in alignment with what you're wanting to do. Or you can just rough it and tough love it. And just be like, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to make sure I get done what I get done. No excuses. Because it's going to take a no excuse mind frame. Because even if you vibe with other people's energies, you're still going to have to get through the excuses. It'll just be a little easier because your frequency will be more closer to what you're trying to do. But you're still going to have a no excuses, tough love type thing. Like this is a time for, you know, Pisces to come out of their sensitive side and get hard. Don't be so compassionate with yourself. You want to be in balance. I'm not saying to not. But if you're too compassionate on yourself to the point that it's destroying you or enabling you into destructive ways, then you need to have a little bit of tough love with yourself and a little bit of parenting to where you're just like, what do I want? Okay, this gets me here. And there's nothing else that gets in the way of that. And you might literally, like, there are some people that are that sensitive. They'll get sick when they go to do it. It will try to stop them. Your own being will try to stop you. And I'm not kidding on this. And it's going to take you pushing through it. Because it's trying to protect you. And it's going to take your being to push through it. I mean, there is other ways. You could do hypnosis. You can like manifest right in a story and try working on your subconscious to present where that scenario would make you feel good and healthy. You could try all those things. It's totally up to you. At least experiment and try different things. Bring a positive experience in your mind to what it is you're trying to do. But, or you can just say, like, we're strong enough. I'm strong enough. I'm doing this. This is what I said I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to work out on this machine if I'm vomiting while doing it. I mean, within balance, of course. You get what I'm saying. You have to get yourself to a point where you're pushing through it and not giving yourself excuses and knowing that your body gets to a point where they're like, oh God, they're still doing it. They're still going to do it. They're not going to stop. We might as well adapt and conform. Because now we're just making it harder on ourselves. Like, she's not giving into this. She or he. They're not giving into this. We're just making it harder on ourselves. Let's just adapt. Like, your body is going to end up adapting. Your mind will end up adapting. But you're going to have to go through that uncomfortability, and you're going to have to go through that pain, and you're going to have to show it a new reality, even if at first that reality sucks. Knowing that it's going to take a minute for your mind and your body to adapt. You always should have a level of compassion with yourself, so I'm going to say that. But I just get the vibe that this month is not a month to have compassion with yourself. Not in that way. Like, obviously, have it. But not to the point where you're like, oh, I don't feel well. oh, I this or this, oh, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you have something extreme, like you have a true illness or like, I mean, chronic or, and I don't even mean like that. The chronic illnesses can manifest in that same way. But I mean, if you like had surgery yesterday, you know, you're not going to want to be like, you know, stop being a wimp, push through. Like, you get what I'm saying. But if this seems to come about every time you set a goal and move forward, then yes, you need to power through. And you need to find that level of conviction. And trust me, I've seen Pisces. They have it. It's either it comes out when they really see it within themselves, which usually happens later, or when they feel pushed in a corner enough to have to, or they get angry enough. And maybe that's what you have to do. Maybe you have to get angry enough to do this. I don't really know. Maybe you have to get angry enough at yourself, or you're just like, enough's enough. But if you want to find your level of power and conviction that you're wanting to have, and that doesn't mean like if this is about a person, it's not to go after them. This is within yourself. Because if this is about a person, you were hoping this person was going to give you that or help you express that within yourself. So this means you have to go find this within yourself. But if you want to find those energies, and you could call upon them, that doesn't make it where it's like, boom, it's there. It just gives you the oomph to be able to work through stuff. If you want to find those energies within yourself, you're going to have to go through the things to make you realize, oh, wait, I do have this. I can do this. Wow, I am amazing. I am capable. I am strong enough. I am good enough. People don't get those energies just because they're just like, I wish it so, I wish it so, I wish it so. Or they loved it to so. There's a balance. It's all a balance. Love and parenting. Love and get yourself together. It's a balance. So you can't love yourself to this energy. I know a lot of people are like, love and light, love and light, love and light. Yes, love and light. That's great. But you also have to have balance. And again, I'm repeating myself here, but I'm really trying to like nail it into you that you are having to balance. This is why this is what's available in your environment, is because it's trying to balance you out and show you. You're trying to block off, possibly even be defensive, isolate yourself. Why? Because other people are going to be like, you do realize you're not really seeing things to the best for your ability, right? You do realize you can do this, right? You do realize this, right? Or you'll actually see, like, it's just going to come up to you deciding is what it's going to come up to. It's going to come up to you seeing. You're going to have to see. And the only way that you possibly are going to be able to see is by just throwing yourself into it. It's not going to be pleasant. It's probably going to suck even more than somebody else who is just starting to do it, because everything, and I say this with respect, I have a lot of Pisces in me, and this is why I know about this, because I've been having to work through this myself. But you're just going to have to throw yourself into it and just do it. There's no excuses. Just do it. If you say you're going to do it, do it. If you have to drag yourself into doing it, you just do it. Because here's what happens when you do it in spite of. You do feel better. You do feel empowered. You do feel good enough. You do feel strong enough. You do feel confident. Those people that you look around that have that you wish had, they have it not because they just, oh, I just did it. Oh, I persevered and I didn't have any obstacles. They have that because they persevered despite obstacles, despite challenges, which meant if they wanted to stay in their bed late that day, they got up at 5 in the morning anyways. If they wanted a warm bed, they got up anyways. If their head hurt, they got up anyways. If they were nauseous, they persevered anyways. Remember this within balance, of course. Please do not take this to extremes. I understand I'm talking about an opposite extreme here, but I'm doing it to show you a different perspective. I mean, don't treat your body like it's trash. Like I said, if you had surgery yesterday, then have respect. Have respect for your body. But if you're like nothing happened, you are fine until all of a sudden you went to have to do something, whatever it is you wanted to do, something came up, whether internally, externally, thought-wise, whatever, health-wise, then chances are it's really a good chance that you are manifesting your own block. Again, you could sit there and try to figure out why, which might seem like you're already trying to do that, and you're stuck like Chuck right now. Or you can say, I don't care why, though that might be why the sun is coming up too with the will. Like, your want and your will is so strong that you want it more than whatever block is presenting itself. That desire is so much stronger. That's probably what I'm going to title this video. How bad do you want it? Because how bad you want it is how much likely you are that you're going to get it. And I get it. It's kind of crappy because you're dualistic right now. Pisces is one of the dualistic signs. I have a lot of duality in me, so I understand this. Where one part of you wants it so bad and the other wants to sabotage you. It wants to stay the other way. Which one's going to win? Which one's going to win? Yes, you can still integrate. Yes, blah, blah, blah. You can still learn. But you've already went with one of them, one side of you, and you're unhappy with it. It's blocked your energy and you're already wanting to change. And now that you're going to change, that other part of you is trying to block you. This is all about integration, like mind, body, soul, all being on the same page that you could move forward. Again, with this in its healthiest form, boom, they're coming together. The only way that you can integrate these two energies, 2, 3, whatever energies, is by persevering and pushing through. So that the other one doesn't have a choice but to adapt to the new reality you're showing to it. To see the benefits in it and say, oh, maybe this isn't so bad. Or wow, look what this is doing to us. I do like this. And some might fear the success of it. And then you got to work through that block. That's why I said when you get stuck like this, you've just got to go and move. Because it's going to automatically present your blocks for you to work through. And some of your blocks might be presented as a sickness, a fear. Your perception in something in the world that you're like, oh God, I can't get around that. No, I can't do it, when you absolutely can. An illusion. It can present in so many different ways. A lover, food, sex. It can present in many ways. And it's up to you and your conviction to see past that and want what your vision was that bad. And if not, then you're just not there right now. You just don't want it that bad. And I guess just accept where you are if you want. Or like I said, you could try to be around people who are doing it and try to align yourself to their vibration. But it's a slower process, so it's up to you. It also has, I don't want to say less likely of a chance of doing it because it can still do it, but or you could just really push yourself into it and just be like, I'm done with the excuses. It's really up to you. Like, how bad do you want it? Because the way you're being seen right now is that you just have like all blocks up. Like, you don't want to see the truth. You don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to deal with the truth. You just want to see and feel what you want to feel. and it's right and everybody else is wrong. I say this lovingly. Like, and what I'm showing you in these cards is that what's in your environment and available to you is everything you wanted. Even if it's like, say it's a person, it might be a different face. Or if it's a feeling you want because of what that person was a symbol of to you, you can have that. You just have to be willing to work at it and see differently than what you did before. See things differently. See people differently. More importantly, most importantly, see yourself differently. Because what you want in your hopes is the devil. You want to be chained. You want to be bound down. Let's see if we could figure out why. Why is the devil what is wanted? Because at one time it brought you happiness and it brought you contentment. And you didn't get what you wanted, but it also affected, like I was saying, like your self-worth and your value. Something about whatever you're holding on to or your past was, there's just such a nostalgic... I get why the Six of Cups is a Scorpio card, but I think even more so to me. I think it's even more of like a Pisces card. I think it's a lot easier for Pisces to be nostalgic than a Scorpio. I mean, Scorpios definitely do too, especially with their loyalty on things, but I think it's way easier for Pisces to be nostalgic. You're like, you keep running to the things at one time that kept you happy. But let's logically look at this for a second. Are you happy right now? Did it keep making you happy? It didn't, right? It failed. And that's not your fault. Even if it is, it's not your fault. It would still be there. You know what I mean? It would still be making you happy. It's not making you happy. So even at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what happened to it. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It doesn't matter whether it was meant to be or not meant to be or whatever. Like, don't get caught up in details. Don't get caught up in illusions. Don't get caught up in any of that. Let's ground ourselves for a minute to reality. Is it still making you happy? If you say yes, click off this video and go do what you were doing anyways. But if it's not, and you're not happy, and you feel stuck, and you feel confused, and you don't know, and you're just tracing, and you're grasping, and you're just like, meh, 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 then realize it's a misperception. It can't give you what you had at one time. And even then, it probably wasn't even so, but it was like for a minute. Which means, A, there's other things in this world that can do that, but for two, it doesn't matter. Why keep going after something that's not making you happy? I say this with respect. I have and am working through this myself. So don't take my intensity right now as demeaning or disrespectful. It's just the energy. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's yours or someone else's. I don't know if it's spirit. I have no idea. But why keep going towards something that makes you not happy? Just let's logically think about that for a minute, because this is what we need to do to pull out of the illusion, to pull out of the nostalgia, to pull out of the false reality. And you may not want to go there. And this reading is not for you then. Well, it's not going to help you. But why? Because that's what you have to keep bringing yourself to. Because here's the thing, like whatever this is, if you keep you know, making segue or whatever, you're moving forward, and then all of a sudden, like this nostalgic thoughts, you need to kind of retrain your brain on whatever this is. So say it is a person, it's just the easiest thing to go with, and most people who watch these is about a person. But say it's a job, say it's a person, whatever. And you're doing good, but then all of a sudden your mind starts going back to that nostalgic thinking. Like you think about what could be. You think about what you wanted it to be, how beautiful that would have been, right? If it worked out. Like you had such a perfect image in your head, and they were such the person to be able to fill it off. They have the potential. You could see it in them. Because, you know, Pisces could see into people like that. They have the potential. You don't go after people or things based on potential, not in that way. But you start thinking about what could have been, what should have been, what was. You start thinking about the good things of it. So you're now training your brain in this way to say, I don't feel good. What once made me feel good? What has the possibility of making me feel good? I know that does. And it pulls you out of reality at that point, because you literally, every time you do that, you're training your brain to look at things in the way of this good, this happy, this. You train yourself to that. So you need to start looking at things in a way when that happens and pull yourself out of it and start thinking about the things that maybe weren't so great. Why did it end? How did it end? How did they make you feel? How do you feel right now? Start thinking about that thing or person associated to how you feel right now, because that's the reality of it. Is it their fault? No, it's yours. But we're not focusing on that right now. We're thinking about how you can retrain your brain. Because once you can retrain your brain and get out of thinking of that situation and being like the best or good thing for you, or the thing that will return your power or your worth or whatever it is, your happiness, then you could start to actually heal, get in more a balanced state, and then your perception of them can continue to heal, or be like, who cares, and they get pushed away. I hope you get what I'm saying. I don't really have the energy to break all that down. Plus, we're on an hour and 36 minutes. Also, you know, a part of your brain is going to see things as not great. Like, oh, we're going to suffer if we get rid of this. So start like writing down or thinking on a piece of paper or something like, how will this benefit me to doing something new, or not doing this anymore? Or, you know, write down how they make you feel. I mean, I guess you can write down the good too, but if you're being honest with yourself, you're going to be writing down that you don't feel good, and you know you don't, because I felt it for one, and the cards also confirm it. You feel sad. Again, is that their fault? No, that's yours. But it's step one. They don't make you happy, because if they did, they would be here making you happy. It's not their job anyways. That's very codependent. But again, we're just on step one to get you out of them or it or whatever. Say it's laziness, you know? Does it make you happy? Are you happy doing it? No? Sometimes for a minute, short minute, then you get really uncomfortable, right? So you might as well, like, laziness, comfort, very uncomfortable. Activity, a little more uncomfortable, but then you feel good. Like, so there's a lot here too about instant gratification happening. Very addictive energies here, just so you know. This is the same as what any person who's addicted to drugs. I mean, like I said, we're almost all addicts in this world. It's just, what are you addicted to? Long-term satisfaction and being able to look more long-term. When somebody is so much in their emotions as what seems to be going on here, they're usually into instant gratification, because they're so drowning by their emotions that they're just like, what can make me feel better? What can make me feel better? They're quick things. Make me feel better. Make me feel better. which means they're already wanting to feel better. So anything on top of it that makes them feel not good or worse, they're like, ugh. They can't see past that to see the benefit in the long run. So start to change your mind in how you look from it. What can come from me doing this? What can come from me changing this? What benefit can come in my life from letting go of this? How does being not active or too sedentary in my life, how does it negatively affect my life? How would being active more influence my life in a positive way? Try to write more of those, and don't write just one. Like, try to write as many as you can. Be honest, too. Don't like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you can. You might even see the pattern. If you'd help with it, let me know. I can look over it with you, do like a session, and then we could either do it together or you could do it on your own and then bring to me, and then I can help you with your perspective on it, whatever. But this is coming down to helping you rewire your brain is what is needed here. Energy too. So there is stuck energies that can be, you know, worked out or gotten rid of. So again, you may want to apply to the raffle. This would be a great thing to see what's in your subconscious. Helping to remove energies, just seeing what's going on with you. But also, you know, thought pattern wise. And what's cycling in your thoughts. I mean, it's all coming from powerlessness and self-worth and all of that. This is very much kind of root, but mostly, and especially if I have a lot of feminines watching me, this is a big divine feminine thing going on right now, but very much like sacral and solar plexus work going on. And really working through that sexuality, emotions, creativity, self-will, self-esteem, drive, you know, all of that. So anyways, yeah, I mean, your hopes is the devil. I think also too, if you think about it, this is very much like a type of root energy. So I guess, yeah, root. Something about this situation, that it could be a Capricorn too, but something about this situation, person, thought, feeling, whatever, could actually be what you thought gave you a type of grounding. Because, I mean, you know, root energy and sexual energy and all that, like those primal instinct urges, because Pisces are so up and floaty. This is literally, I mean, you're going from like 7th chakra to 1st chakra. This might actually be something that you felt grounded you. So it may also help you to find other ways to ground you, which activity is one of the best ways to ground yourself. You could also find actually more like-minded people that are very grounded for you and not somebody who this clearly is not. It either traps you or brings up your shadows or just makes things not in the greatest of a light. But either way, I think you need to find ways to help ground yourself. This gave you some type of focus or grounding. And that's fine and all, but you need to find other things to focus on and to help ground you. Because that's not helping you and not serving you. And at this point, it's not even this person or situation that's grounding you anymore. It's your focus on it that's doing it. So now you're like focusing all your grounding energies on something that's like either not even there anymore, or it's not benefiting you or making you healthy or happy or whatever. So think about that. Like in your root and in your grounding energies, that's what you're like implanting in there. Just saying. In your fears, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. You fear the change of this. The ending of it. You fear, I mean, it probably has already changed anyways, so it's already happened. I just don't know if you accepted it. But you fear the change of it. Like, you're just really gripping. And this is why it would benefit you to write on the paper, like, how this situation, relationship, energy, way of thinking, whatever is hurting you. And how it would benefit you. Like, list all the ways it would benefit you or possibly benefit you to let it go. or to move on, or what you would gain from that, so that you could start to see more black and white what's really going on, instead of just being all an illusion up in your thought. Like you could truly see like, oh, wow, like this is hurting me because of XYZ. That's not really that great. And oh, wow, by doing this, wow, that's what's to come. Oh, that's, and so you're replacing it with positive. It's not going to fix you overnight, but it's a start to help retraining your vision on, and your subconscious and your thoughts and everything on all of this. Because, I mean, come on now. Like, these should be reversed. Like, this should be your hopes. And this should be your fears. Not that you should fear, but you get what I'm saying. This is your hopes. And this is your fear. I hope you get what I'm saying. Your likely outcome is the Page of Pentacles. So again, matching like your likely future, like you figure something out. You do go on a new beginning. Maybe it's from watching this video. Maybe it's from something else. Maybe you win the raffle. I don't know. Or it just happens. The universe helps you. Your guides help you. The work you're doing helps you. But you do start on a new beginning. You do start to rebuild. You start to learn new things. This is like a new way of investing and even thinking, even though it's not swords. Although, maybe that was your ways. You're trying to radically find a new way of thinking with that Knight of Swords. But this is just learning and investing in skills and growing in a new foundation, more solid foundation. Tell me about this Page of Pentacles. Yeah, like you go on this new beginning. You're like no longer confused or stifled. You're done with that old way of thinking. Somehow you figure it out. You achieve more balance. So you have the Page of Wands, 7 of Cups reversed, 10 of Swords, Justice. That's funny. Hangman reversed, Page of Cups reversed. You see. There's something you see. There's something you realize. You see through the deception. The other thing I thought on the title list. What do you choose? I don't know. I don't know if that was it. What do you choose? I don't know. I'll look back and remember on it. But you see through something about it makes you to see through your own deception. And I think it's from you moving forward. Like now you start to make action and go. But the Hangman is now reversed, meaning you see, you now the enlightenment. And you see through about maybe what the underlying energy was that was causing all this. What helps you see? A realization, Ace of Swords. About the Six of Cups. Maybe a friend helps you. Maybe through being with friends, but tell me about the Six of Cups. But how? Tell me about this. It's like the end of something emotional brings you to a new beginning. And you just realize something about it. You have to process through it. And realizing that waiting was actually hindering you. It's like Strength reversed and 3 of Wands. It was really doing you damage, like waiting and focusing on that. Yeah, the Devil. The High Priestess. You could be guided through your higher self or your guides. Could find out a secret. Maybe like some secret or something comes in. There was just something that you weren't seeing within yourself. I think you start to take back your power, and instead of defending against, you kind of do what I was saying. Instead of defending against other people, you stand up to that part of yourself. And that's the thing too. Like a lot of times people are like, oh, how am I attracted this in or whatever? Well, you attract it in because you have that own energy within yourself doing it to yourself. I'm not saying that's what's happening with you, but you start to take back more of your power and not letting you run over your own self. And I don't know if you just get tired of it enough or just letting it go, whatever this is. Letting it go, pushing through, and not giving yourself excuses, not giving into it, not allowing your mind to go back into the illusion of it all, to go back in your way of thinking and just seeing more in a reality. More black and white. It allows you to let it go and flip you more upright. What is this? All this? You have to. I mean, there is no other option. Because at this point, it's either you stand up to yourself or you take yourself down. Like, it's kind of like, you know, you are your own worst enemy. It's not anybody else. It's not whoever you might be angry at or working at or whatever. Like I mean, I say this with love, and you should still love yourself. It's part of your shadow and your shadow contracts. But you were just so much lost in your own stuff and your own wounds that you weren't able to actually really even see yourself or see why. Or to, like, I know you kind of were, but at the same time, not in a way to where you could really even see, like what I was saying. Like, a lot of people don't know. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this or this, but they don't know how they can literally create their own illnesses. They could feel such a way because they really just don't want to do something. I don't know. I feel kind of stuck with this energy, but... So you have free will. The answer to your question is no. Yet remember, you have free will. You are free to make your own decisions. Just remember that you need to take responsibility for any choice you make. Meditate and see what your heart says. So, yeah. What story do you want? Because either way, you're going to reap the repercussions from it. If you want to push through this, either way, it's going to be uncomfortable. You might as well do something that benefits you. You have independence. Decide for yourself. Exercise your right to choose. So, here's all your stuff about choices. Passion. Resurrect a childhood dream. Let your passion take flight. And this is like that creativity. That's what I said. Like, transmute this energy with creative stuff. Violet Angel. Breaking dawn. This is like eclipse type energy, which is funny actually because I'm actually doing this. Well, it's not an eclipse, but on the full moon. But there is an eclipse in December. Celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success. Enjoy your achievements. So you are going to get through this, but you have to have strength. This challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in this situation. Some of you might actually be like sick or have come down with sicknesses. Some of you might even get angry at me for saying that. Like angry for me being like, it's not my fault, blah, blah, blah. And it may not. It may be something to help you grow. But at the same time, like, it might be. And it might be something you have to work through, you know, like you manifesting something to block yourself. And this is just another challenge for you to get through, and it'll make you stronger and heal, especially if you're an empath or a healer. You know, they have like rites of passage. Like they have to go through things to get, you know, to get through it and to heal themselves so they can help others. But this might be something you have to do to see yourself and to realize, oh, I am strong enough. I do have the power. Whether some of you are just sick of being this way, or some of you might have literally manifested a sickness. If you are, I'm sorry. But just know that you are going to get better. This is going to have a positive outcome. And it is going to show you a different way. It's going to change things in your thinking and in your life. You are going to have strength. It is going to bring you anger. Like I do feel a level of underlying anger in all of this. Maybe even right when you got pushed to where you were going to do something, that came up and you feel like it's stopping you or blocking you, but it's not. Like you pushed through it. I mean, like I said, if you had like surgery yesterday or something like that, or like if you like chemo yesterday or something, like be careful. But obviously follow your doctor's orders and all of that. And your intuition in your body. But there is a level here coming up of you having to have the strength and push through and not let something block you. And like I said, a lot of people that go to greatness, you know, they didn't get to greatness by things just being easy for them. There's blocks, there's challenges, there's things that come up. And this might be something that came up for you that's working as a block. I don't know why. I don't really see it in the cards, but it's coming in to help you see how strong you are, how deserving you are, that you are in control of your own happiness and your own fate, your own destiny, your own creativity. Maybe even realizing that you got through all this and did all this, and this person or situation was nowhere around. They had nothing to do with it. And that you didn't need them, that it was all an illusion. But it is coming to make you stronger. And then you have friendship. Seek out your soul family. Surround yourself with positive people and spend more time socializing. So please get out there and don't like hermit or isolate yourself. This is a time for you to learn, like exactly like this, your likely outcome. This is a time for you to learn. This is a time for you to heal. This is a time for you to grow. This is a time for you to see what you're made of, so that you can see who you really are. So that you can change your perspective and see, and you can find not only who you really are, like who you really are, but also your path and your destiny. This was... yeah, see? That's funny. Polarity. Integrate your shadow side. There could be no light without dark. Understand the law of authority. And then on this side, healer. You have the powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your abilities. Stay true to your path as a healer. That's exactly what I was just saying. Where I was like, this is that type of thing I feel where you go through something to truly see who you are. To truly see what you're made of. To truly see your strengths and your abilities and your gifts, and to change your perspective and learn a level of compassion, but also strength and determination and that fighter essence, to where you can't ignore things anymore of blocking things out or ignoring things or whatever. Like, you have to come to reality, and this is going to make you come to reality. But, or not but, you will be supported through this. Ask for help, get more real, nurture yourself. So work with your guides, pray, especially if you're having like a weak day or doubts, like pray for assistance, not only physically, but with your perspective. Patience, pause before you take action, trust the divine timing is at work, be patient and play while you wait. Rebirth, absolutely. Reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality, and then expansion. Spread your wings and soar. share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. Exactly. That's what I was saying. This is all made to give you a rebirth, to see yourself and expand. And chances are many of you will be giving back and helping others with this. And you're going to be spreading your wings, flying higher. You're going to be now sharing and helping others. Your light is going to be shining brighter. And you are going to be showing the world now what you're made of. Why? Because now you truly know what you're made of. And you're more integrated. Your light and your dark is more integrated. They're more on the same page. So I think that's it. I'm going to stop this here. We're at like 2 hours. I love you guys. I hope you guys are still with me and yourself. I'm excited for you guys. I know some of you might be going through some rough stuff, but just hang in there and know that it's for the best for you. And you will be getting, feeling-wise, everything you wanted plus more. If you need help with this, let me know. If you need help with your perspective, someone just to talk to, a little motivational, whatever, energy work. I will be doing it for starting January readings, but I'll be adding my shamanic services. But don't forget about the raffle. So look to the beginning of the reading for that, or even the November, December raffle information. If you do want information in the meantime, just to purchase it, email me and I'll let you know. So again, thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell. Please give back on this if you can, even like monetary wise, service wise or anything. Please at least comment and like the video. It's your way of giving back for my time and energy. But thank you for those who have donated. Thank you for those who participate with services. Thank you for those participating with the raffle. Don't forget about that. I love you guys. I hope you don't think I was too hard on you. I hope it was that little oomph that you need to get through. Because like I was saying before, compassion is not always what's needed. Although I do say this with compassion. But sometimes people need that little oomph. And they need that reminder and that little bit of like loving but hard love. And I hope it helped you guys. I hope it helped inspire something or break you out of something or see something differently or whatever. But I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Good luck. Much love. Sincerely. And I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. Bye.